Now, Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari was the first leader from sub-Saharan Africa to be received by U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. Both leaders discussed a shared economic and security interests. But during the meeting, Buhari weighed in on the burning issue in Nigeria revolving around killer Fulani herdsmen. He claimed ongoing killings blamed on the Fulani herdsmen come from late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi's fighters who, he explained, fled to West African countries, including Nigeria, that is, after Gaddafi's death.
The visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to U.S. President Donald Trump has yielded the finalization of negotiations to repatriate more than $500 million, about 190 billion naira of Nigeria's looted money traced to the U.S. I'd like to point out that President Muhammadu Buhari's visit led to successful negotiations aimed at recovering more than the money. And now we're joined online by a financial analyst to weigh in on this situation. Good morning. What roles do you think this visit will have in Nigeria and in the African perspective?
Well, from the point of view of those of us living in Nigeria, quite frankly, the biggest, for some of us, the biggest benefit we hope will come will be the stop to the killings of Christians and other minorities in the center of Nigeria. We're very happy that President Trump raised that issue. It's been going on silently. The world has ignored it. The killings are on a vast scale. They qualify to be called genocide or an ethnic cleansing. And so most people who have been writing and complaining about this and getting no reaction from the Nigerian government are very happy that President Trump raised the issue. Now, more importantly, of course, in normal times, there would have been bigger issues to talk about. Collaboration on economy, investments, power, and all of those things, peace in the West African sub-region and the rest of Africa, and the broader issues. But quite frankly, for me and for many of the people that I know, our biggest joy was that President Trump raised the issues of the killings of Christians in many areas of middle Nigeria.
Alors, Monsieur Akpedje, les deux leaders ont évoqué des intérêts économiques et sécuritaires communs. Donald Trump a parlé d'une très bonne relation avec le Nigeria.
I beg your pardon. Donald Trump spoke of a good relationship with Nigeria. What does this mean to you?
Qu'est-ce que cela vous évoque en tant qu'analyste politique, enfin de politique et qu'analyste financier?
I think the conversation on security is very clearly from Mr. Trump's initial remarks. It's very clearly around terrorism. We have Boko Haram in northeast Nigeria. It's resurgent. We have the new phenomenon of fulani herdsmen. It's, like I said, they're killing thousands of people across many areas of central Nigeria. And of course, we have concerns that ISIS has established a franchise with a faction of Boko Haram, and that faction is becoming stronger. It's staging operations, it's collecting ransoms, large ransoms in foreign currency from the government of Nigeria, and is therefore becoming a potential threat not just to Nigeria but to the rest of Africa and the world. So that's an important area of security collaboration that both countries would have to talk about. Of course, the Nigerian government has an interest in procuring equipment from the U.S. We've just had the sale of some helicopters, but there's more in terms of equipment that the Nigerian military might need from the U.S. and from other countries in the world that requires U.S. support. So those would be very important conversations as well.
And final question. Some observers urge Buhari to ask Trump to formulate a clear policy on Africa. Do you think President Muhammadu Buhari is up to the task?
Pensez-vous que Buhari puisse satisfaire à leur requête?
Quite frankly, no. I mean, we have to be realistic about Buhari's limitations. He's not a strong policy president. He's, I think, weak in his understanding and articulation of policy. It looked more like a meeting to which he was summoned to deal with particular issues around U.S. concerns. And it didn't seem from all of the conversation that he was driving the agenda. So again, quite frankly, I'm not very optimistic on that score. I think perhaps a better forum for that would have been more comprehensive bilateral relations in which you had diplomats, in which you had ministers and a larger Nigerian delegation that could have created an agenda and sought to its examination and discussion.
On va devoir refermer donc.
Shall leave it at that. Thank you so much for your insight, Opoyemi Abeje, financial and policy analyst, speaking to us from Lagos, Nigeria.
Opoyemi Abeje, donc analyste financier et de politique, qui s'est exprimé depuis Lagos au Nigeria.